Good morning students. Today we are going to start very important chapter, that is aggregate demand and aggregate supply. That is the chapter of 7 of macroeconomics. First of all, what is the meaning of aggregate demand? Aggregate demand means the sum total of expenditure that people plan to incur on purchase of goods and services produced in the economy during the period of an accounting year corresponding to different level of income, that is known as aggregate demand. Now I think so you are not able to understand what ma'am gone through. All of you know what is the meaning of demand. Now we are going to discuss one by one. Aggregate demand is the sum total of expenditure on goods and services. Why we are taking expenditure of goods on goods and services? Because physically we are not able to count goods and services. It means physical calculation, physical quantity of calculation is not possible. Because of this reason we are taking the expenditure on goods and services in the economy, that is known as aggregate demand. Now next, that is plan to incur. It means here we are taking only what the peoples wish to spend, what peoples are planned to spend, not actually what they are spending. Here we are taking only plan to spend on purchase of goods and services. Clear? The second term we have discussed, here we are taking only plan to spend. What the peoples are planned to spend, what peoples are wish to spend on purchase of goods and services, that is taking on while calculating aggregate demand. Never take actual expenditure or actual spending on goods and services. Here we are never take actual, we are taking only plan to spend and wish to spend. The third content, that is purchase of goods and services. Here we are taking purchase of goods and services. Purchase of goods and services means here we are taking the purchase of all goods and services produced in the economy. All goods and services produced in the economy, that we are including in aggregate demand. Now what is the difference between aggregate demand and market demand? I told you in 11th class also what is the meaning of market demand and what is the meaning of aggregate demand. Market demand means demand by all the consumer. Demand by all the consumer of particular goods and services in the economy. That is a particular goods and services in the economy, that is known as market demand. Here we are taking demand by all the consumer of all the goods and services produced in the economy, that is aggregate demand. Clear? That is purchase of goods and services. Here we are taking all the goods and services produced in the economy, we are taking in aggregate demand. Now, different level of income. It is directly related with different level of income. It means AD is directly related with income, positively related. All of you know that demand is related with prices, but aggregate demand is related with income. It is never related with prices. All of you know when prices increases, demand decreases, prices decreases, demand increases. But aggregate demand never related with prices. It always related with, never related with prices. It always related with income. As income increases, demand increases. As income decreases, demand decreases. It means that is directly related with income. As income really increases, demand increases. As income decreases, demand decreases. Clear? That is known as aggregate demand. It means aggregate demand is the sum total of expenditure on all and services produced in the economy during the period of 1 year corresponding to the different level of income. Now I hope you are clear what is the meaning of aggregate demand. Clear? Now we are going to discuss behavior of aggregate demand. Now what is the behavior of aggregate demand? All of you know, if income is zero, there are three contents which I am going to explain you behavior of aggregate demand. Behavior of aggregate demand. All of you know there are three situations here, three steps. When income is zero, income is always denoted by Y here in macroeconomics. When income is zero, then expenditure, what will be the expenditure? Expenditure will be zero? No. Expenditure, if income is zero, there will be the minimum level of expenditure. Minimum level of expenditure. Expenditure. If suppose you are not earning any kind of income, still you are going to buy few goods and services for your survival after taking a borrowing also. If you don't have any income but you are going to expenditure on goods and services which required for your survival. For that, if you have to do a borrow, then you also doing the borrowing. But still, when your income is zero, minimum level of expenditure will be there. Clear? The first situation when your income is zero. Now, second situation when income increases. When income increases, what will be the effect on expenditure on goods and services? If you are unemployed, in that condition, you are doing the minimum level of expenditure of goods and services. When you are going to start earning, when your income is increasing, then expenditure on goods and services also increases. Clear? Now the third situation, at a point where you are going to get where income will be your expenditure. It means a point definitely come when your income, whatever you are earning, that will be equal to your expenditure on goods and services. Still, the fourth point is still, if your income is increasing, then also your expenditure will increase. But income will be higher than expenditure. Because why it is so? Because now you are doing a saving. What you are going to do? Saving. Clear? Now there are four contents you can see. If your income is zero, when you are unemployed, in that condition minimum level of expenditure on goods and services will be there. At a point when income increases, expenditure will also increase. But there will be a point come when income will be equal to expenditure on goods and services. If I am going to start 10,000 rupees per month, in that condition, at a point definitely come where I am going to expenditure same on goods and services. It means Y equal to expenditure on goods and services. Still, if my income is increasing, in that condition expenditure definitely will increase, but expenditure increase with less rate. Income will increase with a higher rate and expenditure will increase with less rate. Because of this reason, why it is so? Because I definitely do the saving. If my income will be increases till 40,000, I am not going to expenditure whole 40,000. It may be I am going to the expenditure 30,000 on goods and services. 10,000 definitely still remain. That is my saving. So when income increases after y equal to expenditure, then if still the income is increasing, expenditure will also increase, but expenditure increase with less rate and income increase with higher rate, and the remaining amount is known as saving. Now I am going to explain you this with schedule and